What's going on, Show Nation? It's a movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I'm going to fill you guys in on everything you guys need to know about the 7th inning program. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on who the best 7th inning program boss is. I'm going to let you guys know in this video who I'm going to take. We're going to talk about all the attributes and kind of my reasoning behind that. So if you're looking for advice on who to take in this program, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. And I'm going to go, I like to just jump right into this kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get started. The first card that we're going to look at is Walter Johnson. The first thing that you notice is his attributes just bounce off the page. 125, 97, 118, 97, 99. He also has 99 velocity and 99 break, 94 control. He has a four-seam, a sinker. They both have outlier on them, and then he has a curveball and a changeup. And I'm going to tell you pretty much why I have this card rated as the third best card. I'm going to tell you why. The attributes are great. I'm not a fan of his motion. He takes a long-winded motion. He swings his arm around 3 times before he throws the pitch. So it kind of makes the game take a long time. I'm just not a big fan of that. There's also a lot of distance between the line and the hoop, which, you know, if he, I'm just personally, just on a personal level, I'm not like a huge fan of that. I think that makes you miss your spots a little bit more, but there's more to it to this than why I have this card rated third. I also don't like the fact that he doesn't have any horizontal movement. The four-seam fastball and the sinker, they pretty much are straight. The sinker does have a little bit of movement on it. You know, it definitely moves in towards the hands of a right-handed hitter, and he's a right-handed pitcher. The curveball and the changeup, they have vertical movement. The curveball is going to drop. The changeup is going to drop. What's going to happen a lot with this card is you're going to get the first 2 strikes of an at-bat with the four-seam and the sinker, and you really don't have that horizontal movement of a cutter or a slider to put your opponent away. So it kind of gets tricky. If you use this card, you're going to want to combo that four-seam and the sinker, and then kind of use the changeup. It's just you're really messing with their timing more than you're messing with their location. So if you have an opponent that just cannot catch up to the four-seam or the sinker, you're going to be in business. And then when they try to adjust to that speed, you can hit him with the changeup. But it'd be nice if he had that horizontal movement. That would really put him over the top. And also his animation, I just personally do not like to pitch with this card. I like to just kind of like move through games kind of quickly. But if that's not something you're worried about, then you're going to like this card a little bit more. If you think you can get away without having that horizontal movement, by all means, give this card a try, because it's going to have a lot of gas. He's almost like a better controlling Nolan Ryan in a lot of ways. Nolan Ryan, he kind of throws it wherever in a way. So Walter's going to have more control than that. But I'm just not too fond of his motion, and I really wish that he had that horizontal movement. But he's going to throw a lot of gas. So if that's the kind of pitcher that you like to use, a pitcher that has a lot of gas, you're going to like him. I personally like the more like finesse type of pitchers, like the Oral Hershiser's, Greg Maddux, you know, even Kluber, that have like the cutters and the sinkers and all that horizontal movement, all the horizontal movement and control just to be able to dot. So that's personally the type of pitchers that I like. But you know, give Walter Johnson a try. Maybe you'll like him. But I just have him personally. For me, he's rated third on my list. The next card that we're going to talk about is Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas has a lot of power and a really good swing in short. He goes 109, 125, 104, 125, 98 vision. He's 57 fielding. Prestige him. Gets up to a bronze for fielding. His power versus right and his contact versus right, also it will go up as well, because the 125 is already maxed out against left-handed pitching. You really can't go wrong with selecting this card whatsoever, because at 125, even if you don't start him, he's going to be a staple on your bench. He's an end-game bench card, and bench is really, really important in MLB The Show. Do not underrate your bench. Not often will a starting pitcher go 9 innings and you never pinch hit for him. That's not going to happen very often. Lots of times you're going to need these type of hitters to come off the bench and make a big impact. And 125, I believe, is the first 125 that we have seen. And these type of cards make a huge impact, especially with the 3-batter rule against relievers. He can make a big impact. And also, you can platoon him. If you don't know what platooning is, basically, platoon is a baseball term that means you have one guy that faces right-handed pitching, you have one guy that faces left-handed pitching, and based on who's pitching, that's who you put into the game. So, for example, if you had Babe Ruth, he hits very, very well against right-handed pitching. You can platoon him with this Frank Thomas card. So, like, you start the game, you notice that you're facing Al Leiter, or you notice that you're facing Chris Sale or James Paxton. You just go ahead and plug Frank Thomas right into the game, and now you got that 125 off the bench. That's going to be in the lineup and have a huge, huge advantage for you. Frank also has a really, really good swing. A good example of this, too, that I was thinking about is, Mike Schmidt, he's got a bunch of power versus lefties, but personally, I just cannot swing with his closed stance very well. I just feel like I always get jammed, or my timing's off, or just something's off. With Frank Thomas, so I would say that Mike Schmidt kind of plays below his attributes. With Frank Thomas, I would say that he plays above his attributes. Like, his swing is so nice. It feels good. It seems like it gets good exit velocities. I've even tried it this year on the gold card that you get from Conquest. I even liked him in ranked seasons as a gold, and that kind of says a lot because I usually carry a pretty stacked team as a content creator, and I don't know. I really like Frank Thomas. He was great last year. He's gonna be really scary to see when you got a left-handed pitcher. There's no doubt about it. But even with his swing with that 109, 104 versus righties, he's gonna have a lot of pop. He's gonna be real solid. Get him up to prestige. I mean, he's going to have some better fielding. He kind of plays a little bit above his fielding. A lot of people in the community say he's like an amazing fielder. I wouldn't really go that far. I still think he's not like the best fielder. Just when you play with him for hours and hours and hours. But he can get the job done for the most part. And he's also he's big. He's 6'5". And that makes a difference on those screaming line drives that people will hit. He's going to be able to catch them or at least knock them down, because he's so tall over at third base, or over at first base, excuse me. So I'm big on this Frank Thomas card. I think he's going to be solid for your lineup. I have no qualms about you if you pick him at all. I think I'm probably going to buy this card. I'm buying him strictly for the 125 in the swing. I might platoon him with Babe. I just would like to have him and Gary Sheffield as my difference makers off the bench. So I definitely am excited to get the Frank Thomas card. I've been looking forward to having this card. All right, our last card that we got to talk about is Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, he goes 116, 108, 125, 91. He has 72 vision. He has 75 fielding. He has 95 arm, 90 arm accuracy, 80 reaction, 74 speed. That 116, 125 is pretty ridiculous. That again, not, and obviously you guys can put, you can put Frank Thomas in your starting lineup. Don't take it as that. I'm just talking about more my team. I've been playing this game since March, so I have a lot of different cards at this point in time. So I'm kind of taking it from that perspective. But this guy can definitely start for you. But he can also be a weapon off the bench because Bryce Harper has a very, very good swing in this game. 116, 125. He's going to be very lethal against right-handed pitching. You're starting to talk about a lineup with Trout with the 125 power, Mantle, who has like 122 power at the Prestige, Harper with 125 power versus righties, is plus 116 contact, which don't overrate or underrate that. That's going to make his PCI, especially the sweet spot of the PCI, very, very easy to hit with. It's going to make the icon larger, so it's going to be real nice. The 108.91 is a little bit questionable in my opinion. That's not ideal. This is almost it's not bad, but it's not ideal. That's kind of like a matchup where if I have a lefty versus him, I'm going to be feeling a little bit better. He does have a great swing. His vision is a little bit lower at 72. His fielding only goes to 75 also, which isn't that great because he's not that fast at 74. If you do get him prestige, it's going to go 77. His reaction is going to go up to an 83. He still has silver fielding, but he will have a cannon, so he will have a good arm. I think what you really want to do with this card is probably put it in left field because he's so slow. And I usually put like a faster player in right. I put like my best arm faster player in right. Fastest player in center field. That's always kind of my rule of thumb. I kind of like hide the worst offender over on left field. He does have a cannon though. You could play him in right, maybe get a little bit boosted of fielding, but I don't know. I do like this card versus right. I think this is the card that I'm gonna pick. I don't know. I really probably should pick Frank Thomas, but I might pick this card. to be on my bench as a pinch hitter. It's very tough to decide. I'm trying to think of who I have as my pinch hitter versus left right now. If we're gonna get him, and I'm looking at my lineup. Let me look at my lineup real quick. I got Larry Walker, Prestige Larry Walker on my bench. I might just put him back into the lineup. If you didn't get Prestige Larry Walker or Larry Walker in general, I mean, Bryce Harper is kind of like Larry Walker, to be honest with you, except for he's got more power and he's got a little bit worse defense than Walker does and a little bit less speed, but he's got more power. They're very similar in a way. Bryce probably has a little bit better of a swing, but it's not like Larry Walker has a bad swing either. So I might pick up Bryce. I have Stan Musial on the bench as like my second pinch hitter right now. Maybe I'll pick up Bryce Harper. He's more of a specialist versus this. If you have Jim Thome on your bench, this would be an upgrade over Jim Thome versus right-handed pitching. I don't know. He's got a really good swing, and like I said, if you combine him with the Trout and the Mantle, like you got some real, and put him in left, you got some real problems if you're a right-handed pitcher. And I feel like I face a lot more righties in this game than lefties. So I don't know. I might pick up this card. I might pick up this card. I'm definitely picking up the Frank Thomas card. So I might even pick up the Frank Thomas card first, just because I want to toss him on my bench no matter what. He's that good to me. Right now on my bench is Larry Walker, Chipper Jones, who I platoon, which we discussed earlier with George Brett at third base. I just like using George Brett a lot. I'm a Royals fan. That's like a card I personally like to use a lot. Gary Sheffield. I have the Prestige Gary Sheffield. I also have Rogers Hornsby because he's really, really good at hitting versus right or left. I don't care. I've used his swing for a long time. I still have Stan Musial on the bench too. Maybe I replace Musial. I probably will replace Musial. I might put Larry Walker back in my starting lineup. I've been using Lou Brock a lot because I love Lou Brock's swing, and he has 99 speed. Like, I don't know, man. I can hit some home runs with him. I can hit to the gap. If we play at a bigger field, I can use Lou Brock. So I kind of like that card. I've gone with like just my team being really, really fast. It's hard to it ends up like having our team play very good defense while still being able to run really fast on the base pass, so we can play in bigger stadiums, all kinds of stuff. But for like a ship it build, I would use Bryce Harper over Lou Brock, or I would use Larry Walker over Lou Brock, one of the two. But it looks like if I did that, I took out Lou Brock, I could put both Harper and I could put Frank Thomas on my bench, and then I could platoon Frank Thomas with Babe Ruth. But the problem is I'm not platooning Bryce Harper with Mike Trout, and I'm not platooning Bryce Harper with Larry Walker. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. You could platoon Bryce Harper though real nicely with like George Springer. That would be a good one to use. You could, if you play Gary Sheffield in your outfield, you could use Bryce Harper platoon with Gary Sheffield. If you got that Luis Robert and you're playing him one of the corner outfield spots because you got Trout, you got Mantle in center, you could platoon them as well. So just some thoughts. I think actually, as we talk through this, I think I'm going to take Frank Thomas. I think he will give me the most use, and I'd like to try Bryce Harper as well. And I think I'm going to completely pass on Walter Johnson. So if that's where you guys want to stand with the video, I would take, that's pretty much like all the info that you would need to know to help you make a decision. There's a couple more things that I'd like to talk to you guys about in this program. So if you want to stop watching at this point and you just care about the program, boss, and the advice on that. But there is some other stuff to know about this program. Our mid-tier cards, the henchman boss cards or what have you. We're going to get a Sergio Romo. That card is going to be really good. I would imagine it's a 92 Romo. That's going to be a good card. He's going to have a sinker and a slider. He's got a good motion. It's going to be a 92 Matt Carpenter. If you need like a second baseman, third baseman, he's got a silky swing. He's got a good swing. There's going to be a Mark Burley too. Should be interesting to see what kind of stuff he has. I just don't, at 92, he probably doesn't have very good per nines would be my guess. So I don't think he's going to be that great, but be on the lookout for that. You're going to get that at 150 stars. These cards will all be really good to flip, I would imagine, as well. 2 primes and 1 signature series in regards to that. We're also going to have Nelson Cruz. He's going to be the program. Reward 89, 125, 104, 114. So he's got a lot of power. Does not have very much fielding, 92 arm. Silver Slugger, though, so you're going to be able to add him to the Trout collection with that Silver Slugger, and you'll be able to get some program stars. through him. We're also going to have a shark map. The shark map is going to have a lot of stuff on it, 17 different rewards. They said there's going to be some Nike cleats on there as well. Shark map is going to be loaded with rewards. You're going to want to do it. Do the conquest every single time. You get a lot of program stars. It's pretty fun. I like doing conquest. I like playing online a lot. I also like playing offline a lot in Diamond Dynasty. So always look forward to just kind of like going and beasting against the computer real quick and grabbing some program stars. And there's going to be a ton of rewards. If you're on the fence and do some of them, not all of them, you're definitely going to want to do this one. That's you're going to want to do this one for sure. The other thing that I want to mention is there's going to be a new Sonny Gray card from the Tops Now moments. He goes 90, 113, 104. That's pretty solid. He's got 99 break also. He doesn't have a lot of velo, but he has a nice pitch set. He has a 4-seam, a 12-6, a slider, a sinker, and a changeup, and he also has a good motion. This is actually going to be a pretty good card, low-key, that slips under the radar. I would rather use this card personally. I'm just speaking from a personal perspective than I would that Walter Johnson. So if you're looking for a kind of a guy that slips under the radar here, pick up Sonny Gray. There's also a Tops Now collection. I would be collecting these cards, getting them ready to go as well, because there is a collection for them that I think goes towards the August Player of the Month. So you might want to stack up some of these and get them ready. I rebought all of these, so I have all these ready to go for that. So pretty much that's what you guys need to know, the main stuff that you guys need to know out of this program. I think I pretty much covered everything. I will have drops on my channel as well, my Twitch channel through Tuesday. As you guys know, I'm playing in the CCL Creators League. So be sure to check that out if you guys haven't already. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of free packs that you guys can pick up. Cool creators to check out. Check out everybody in the directory, not just the CCL, but check out everybody. But yeah, check out the CCL as well, because heck, I'm a part of it. So I want you guys to check that out. Have fun with it. And yeah, we got another esports tournament coming up. I believe that starts August 22nd. So be sure to check that out as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my content. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.